And today I'm with Reverend Stephen Bellamy. Hello, Stephen.
Hi, Sarah.
Or do you prefer to be called Steve or Stephen?
Steve's better. Thank you very much.
We'll call you Steve from now on. Thank you. So I think most people will be able to tell from your dog collar that you are in the church, and you are actually Vicar of All Saints in the centre of Faringdon.
That's right.
So can you tell us a little bit about you, your background, how you came to be in Faringdon?
Yeah, indeed. Thank you very much indeed. Yeah. Well, I'm originally from North Wales, but I went and studied chemistry at Oxford, became a Christian there, went to work for the Boots Company in their factories in Nottingham. And after that, I was training for ordination and served in Liverpool Diocese for 24 years, then most recently before Faringdon in Durham in the far northeast. So we had 8 years there and then came to Faringdon, my wife and I, about 4 years ago this summer. And we've got 2 grown-up children and 4 lovely grandchildren as well. So we're very delighted to be here in Faringdon and enjoying being at All Saints and St Mary's Little Coxwell as well.
Excellent. And how old are your grandchildren?
There's a test. 2 are 6, 1 is 8 and 1 is 3, I think. Am I right?
Left with twins, or is that 2 6-year-olds?
No, 2 separate families. That's right. No, 2 separate families.
Excellent, excellent. And how are you finding it in the south?
Thank you for asking. I've not lived in the south since college days, but we're getting used to it marvellously, and people are very friendly actually, and we're enjoying the much warmer weather here than in the far northeast. I've been looking at the forecast this last week, and the temperatures up there, as you know, off the east coast, boy, you don't half notice the difference coming down here. So I'm grateful for the few degrees warmer it is down here as well, and it's a very warm place in terms of friendships and people as well. So we're settling in well. Thank you.
We're blessed with a very special community, aren't we, here in Faringdon?
Absolutely, yeah. Yes, we are.
My nephew went to university in Leeds, and he, within a few weeks of being up there, said, "Nobody told me it would be this cold."
That's right. Yes.
However, he spent the next, 7 years, I think, there. So he obviously liked it, which is great. Cool. Steve, can you talk to us today a little bit about how the church is coping with the restriction on our movements and the lockdown?
Yes, thank you. Well, you probably realise that a couple of weeks before the actual lockdown, we had to start doing things like not shaking hands even in church, which seemed very odd, and not having coffee afterwards. And even the last week we were in church for a service, only I could take the Holy Communion, and which was really weird. We could give communion in bread, but not wine for a while and all that. But since the lockdown, of course, we've not been allowed to go into the church and do services there. So that's meant that we, along with lots of other churches, have been either live streaming or, as we're doing, recording a service each Sunday. It's a shorter service, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, putting it on our website, allsaintsfaringdon.org. You can get the link from there, links through to YouTube, or our Facebook page, facebook.com/allsaintsfaringdon. And you can see our weekly services there, and some other stuff we post now and again, some stuff for kids to do, some just things of interest for folk to look at on the Facebook page and the website. So we're very much having to move online, as a lot of people are, to do their regular things when we can't meet together. We're also finding that some of our small groups, we have groups that meet to talk together and look at the Bible and pray together. They're doing stuff on Zoom. We're all learning how to Zoom around the place, which is good. We've got a Zoom prayer meeting for the church tonight for the first time. And we had a Zoom quiz night for the church. We had about 40 people taking part in that last Wednesday as well. So that worked very well. We've got folk ringing round everybody that's on our contact list just to make sure they're okay, and we email round folk. But I really wanted our folk at All Saints to throw in our lot with Faringdon Viral Kindness, which I think is a fantastic effort locally, thanks to Al and Bethia and Sally and all the people who are involved in getting that going, and the hard work that's gone on in serving the town by getting prescriptions and also getting urgent supplies for folks. So some of the All Saints folk are getting involved with that, if they can safely do that. And we're also trying to take some of the burden off Faringdon Viral Kindness by having our own little scheme within the church, whereby we will make sure we get urgent supplies for folk that let us know. But the things like prescriptions, FVK are doing a great job, so we want to support them in that.
Absolutely, and I think they were overwhelmed with volunteers when they first announced what they were doing, and extraordinary organisation to get their leaflet out as quickly as they did. And on that note, the church also produced a wonderful Easter card with some decent, good messages and pointers to online services and things as well. So thank you for the work that went into that. And I've been thoroughly enjoying the services online. I think almost that needs to continue going forward. There's a challenge.
Well, it makes you wonder. Yes. Yeah. Well, it's
not at the meeting in person, but
no, exactly. But actually, they are being well received, and it's although it's a bit of a challenge, we're learning a lot by doing it and hoping to encourage folk when they just can't get out and meet people. It's a really good way of helping folk just feel supported and feel part of the community again.
Yeah, and are the churches together still having dialogue during this time?
Yeah, we're in touch now and again with other ministers in town. I think the other churches are trying to do fairly similar things as much as they can. And I mean, I just think, as I said before, because FVK is such a good umbrella organisation, we kind of want to ask everybody to channel their support through them. But I would also mention the food bank, which of course has now moved into the pump house, but that's very much been supported by Church Together in Faringdon, and it still does need stuff that we can bring, the right kind of food, not fresh food, but tinned stuff and dried stuff and so on. And they're still taking collections on a Monday and Wednesday between 10 and 12. If you go to the pump house, you can phone a number, so they'll come down and pick up what you've brought, and with proper social distancing, they'll take it from you with great gratitude. So let's keep supporting the food bank as well.
Absolutely, and that's been a recurring theme through these interviews with several different people, and such a worthy cause. I mean, we need to support those in amongst our own community. You know, it starts at home, doesn't it? So,
absolutely.
Steve, I also understand you have a keen interest in astronomy.
Yes.
And it seems like an appropriate week to be talking about that at the moment, because there's a lot going on, isn't there, in the skies above us?
There is, surprisingly. I was just so shocked. Was it 3 nights ago? I was looking up there. I don't often get out, and I thought, I'm going to go out. It's been some lovely clear nights. Take the binoculars out, have a little look round. Before I'd even put the binoculars up to the sky, to my astonishment, was these satellites going over one after another after another. I counted about 25. I thought it looked a bit like an alien invasion going on. I thought, what's this? I had an idea what it was, and I looked it up. And of course, these are these satellites, the Starlink satellites, which have been put up by Elon Musk and his SpaceX satellites. So, and there are loads of them, and there are going to be more and more. There's more being launched tomorrow, supposedly 60 more tomorrow. And he might have 12,000 of these things in the sky eventually, which I'm not very happy about, really. But they're a bit of a spectacle when you can see them. And the last couple of nights have not been so good, because the later they are after sunset, the less you can see them, because they're fairly close to the Earth in the orbit. And if the sun's gone down too far, it's not reflecting off them. But tonight, it's about 9:34. If you look overhead, from west, where the sun has set, to the east, that's the direction they're going. They start from the direction the sun's set in, and they go to the east, the other side of the sky. You might see a parade of satellites every few seconds. There's be one on the same track, another one following on. And then that's sort of tonight, and then Friday's the next good one, 9:09 p.m. on Friday, and Saturday at 9:45. Any of those times, that's 9:34 tonight, Wednesday, 9:09 Friday, 9:45 Saturday. And just count how many you can see. It'd be nice to know how many folk see how many from Faringdon. But I hope eventually they'll find a way of making these things a bit less visible, because they are a bit of a pain to astronomers who are trying to take photographs of the night sky and suddenly get all these trails through them.
Sure. Gosh, well, that might explain, and thank you for explaining about you know, how they're reflected from the sun, because my husband and I went out to look for them last night at a time when we were told it was good and we couldn't find them. So that might
no. That's why last night, about an hour and a quarter before that, you could see them. I saw about 8 or 9, about 9:15, not 10:30, and that's the reason. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad it wasn't us just not looking in the right place. So, and we're also in the middle of a meteor shower as well.
Yes, the Lyrids meteor shower goes on to the end of the month, although the maximum is around the 22nd or so. So just, Wednesday night this week, tonight, or the next few nights, just be looking quite high up in the sky, almost any direction really, southeast, northeast. And you should just catch, sometimes out of the corner of your eye, just a little streak of light, which is a meteor going through our sky, which is just perhaps a little grain of sand burning up or dust burning up in the atmosphere. It's only a very small grain usually of something that burns up in the atmosphere, but it creates a bright light as the friction heats it up and makes it so hot that it blurs across our sky. So we're going through the remains of a comet. That's why there's a few more bits and pieces to go through in this part of our orbit when we come to this time in April. So the Lyrid meteor shower, because the place they all seem to come from is in a place in the sky called Lyra, which is the lyre, the harp, and that's a particular constellation. But you can see them all over the sky. So just have a look up when it's dark, quite high up, and you might catch a few tonight or the next few nights.
Well, that's some really good advice for us there. Thank you, Steve. And I hope that a lot of people will benefit from your
Sure.
words and advice to us in that respect. So thank you. Thank you very much for sparing me some time this afternoon. Is there a one last message that you want to leave for the town of Faringdon?
Yeah, thanks to everyone who's working so hard to support people. We really want to make sure that nobody falls through the net. And if you need help, or if you know somebody needs help, then do go through either Faringdon Viral Kindness or be in touch with us at All Saints, and we'll make sure that either somebody gets a phone call regularly if they need it, or that we signpost people to where prescriptions can be picked up or urgent supplies can be provided. So really make sure that neighbours you haven't heard from in a little while are just rung or just called on. If you just safely knock on the door and step back just to see they're okay, so we're not infringing the social distancing rules. But I think it's just a matter of looking out for one another and making sure that nobody's not being supported who really needs a listening ear or some help offered. So thanks for all that folk in Faringdon are doing so far. Let's keep that up and support one another as best we can.
Well, that's a great message to end on. Thank you so much, Steve. And it reminds me actually of my husband and I having a walk on Saturday through Faringdon, and we went along a residential road where every resident had their deck chair out at the end of their drive, and they were playing bingo from a safe distance. And it put smiles on our faces, and I thought, that's amazing. So there's an idea for those of you that want to connect with your neighbours safely.
Absolutely. Great.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your contribution and your time this afternoon, and we wish you and everybody in the church a safe health, good health, and in fact everybody in Faringdon.
Indeed. Thanks, Sarah.
Thank you. Bye-bye.